Hi, my name is Rupert Cooper, owner of Philleigh Way Cookery School. I'm here today at the Cornish Fishmonger's kitchen to show you a few recipes, all to do with some fantastic Cornish fish. So, we've got mackerel burgers on today. Mackerel, one of my favourite fish. Sustainable, good value for money, and super healthy for you. And for this dish, it's going to also be super easy. You can do it for lunchtime or dinner, whenever. Just let me run you through the ingredients you're going to need. So, some white rolls. Just any good flour white rolls is fine. Try and avoid brioche buns, I think. It's got enough sweetness elsewhere. Some leafy salad, some frozen peas that I've defrosted with 1 teaspoon of mint sauce in, flat leaf parsley, some gherkins, capers, some Dijon mustard, mayonnaise, garlic, bit of rapeseed oil, lemon, and of course some wonderful fillets of mackerel. This is ridiculously easy, so it shouldn't take you much time at all. So let's get going. So we're going to start by blitzing our frozen peas that have been defrosted with some mayonnaise, touch of salt, and that's it. So this is like super easy mushy peas, but we're going to serve it chilled. So again, it would be nice with the tartare sauce. So to start with, just blitz those up. If you haven't got a hand blender, just use it with a fork. They're nice. Going to hold their nice green colour. That's done. There's your first job out of the way. There. And then for our tartare sauce, it's like a classic tartare sauce. So gherkins, capers, bit of garlic. I like to put Dijon mustard in mine and some flat leaf parsley. You could use dill if you wanted to give it that more fishy flavour. So start by chopping your gherkins up. They can be roughly chopped, or you can be nice and neat and cube them. If you don't like gherkins, just omit them. It's not a big deal. I would suggest doing it by hand, purely because you get nicer texture rather than doing it in a hand blender or a food processor, because we want to be able to taste those bits of gherkin and caper. So once you've run your knife through the gherkins, and then go again to catch up any bigger bits, so then that can go into our bowl of mayonnaise, and if you make more than you need, it's fine. It will stay in the fridge easily for 3 to 5 days quite happily, so you can have fish another night. And then my capers, I'm not going to bother chopping them. A couple of teaspoons of capers. Then what's going to act like a seasoning as well. And then I'm going to grate, if you've got a microplane, ideal, grate my garlic, because I just want a hum of garlic. It doesn't want to be too punchy, too overpowering. A little bit of that. That was about half a large clove. But again, you can use as much or as little as you want. And follow that on with the zest of a lemon. I would say if you're ever using citrus, limes, lemons, oranges, zest and the juice put off each other nicely. And scrape any of the back bits off. I'm going to put half the juice in for the time being, give it a taste, and I can absorb more. Half the juice in. And then finally, some flat leaf parsley. And this is pretty much our tartare sauce done. Finely chopped. If you wanted to use coriander, I've already mentioned dill. You could do. Right. Give that a bit of a quick mix. Lovely. Right. There is our ingredients pretty much done. They could be done also in the morning or even the day before. So they can just sit in the fridge. When you come home, it's all about then cooking our mackerel and building your burgers. Simple as that. So we're going to cook it with the skin on, but come filleted. If you want to have them V-cut, just request that from the Cornish Fishmonger. They'll sort that out for you. Don't use huge amounts of oil. They've got lots of natural oils in them anyway, so you don't need much in the pan. Literally a teaspoon, if that. But your pan needs to be really hot to begin with. So I'm going to use a tiny amount of oil, and then we'll cook it skin side for about 80% of the time. So you want to do all that cooking underneath on the skin side, and then flip it over last minute, job done. So now my pan is super hot, and it's really important your pan is hot straight away. So my mackerel's going to go skin side down, and just hold it down for a couple of seconds, just stops it curling up. And I would always suggest if you're doing a few of them, do them in batches, and then either finish them in the oven or put them in the back in the pan to finish. Bit of salt, and as we mentioned before, do all your cooking, or most of the cooking, skin side down. You get an amazing colour, and it just helps get all that heat permeates through. Flip them over to finish, and that's it. So you're looking about a minute, skin side down, and all that natural oil will come out of the skin anyway and out of the fish and help baste itself. If you want to finish it with a couple of knobs of butter, then perfect. So what I'm really looking for when I'm cooking fish, and particularly mackerel, is you'll see the lovely pink flesh turns to white, and the closer it gets to that spine, you know then the fish is being cooked the whole way through. So the closer this moves into the middle, that's a really good indication that the fish is being nicely cooked. So I usually say when it gets to about 2/3 of the way towards this spine, we can flip it over, take it off the heat, because the pan's still hot, it's still going to do all the cooking for you. So a couple of seconds, and then I can look at flipping those over. So I can take it off, the pan's still going to be super hot, so I can turn the heat off and just look at flipping them over. There we go. When you hear the sizzle, it's going to finish off that cooking. Now I can get my plate while they're cooking, or finishing off anyway. Bit of tartare sauce on the bottom. These are big buns, don't be shy. And then a bit of our little mint and pea. You're definitely going to need a napkin. Bit of salad, just squash that up. You can still hear the pan going, still hot. And of course you can serve this with a big bowl of chips. One fillet per burger, and there you have it. You've got possibly the easiest burger you're ever going to make in your life. Super healthy, super fresh. Give it a go.